Hello, brother sewing and crafting family. Angela Wolf here. Another new week and a lot of crafting and sewing for you. So pop in, say hi. We are live in the chat today on Brother Sewing and Crafting YouTube and Facebook pages. So how was your weekend? I just have to ask because there was a lot going on this weekend, including the Super Bowl. But I actually didn't have anybody that I was excited about because the Bears lost. So moving on to sewing. Say hi, say where you're from. Let's welcome Educator Sara Vetser. Sara, how are you?
Hello, looking lovely in your pink today.
Oh, look, we didn't even, we got the memo.
Yes. I mean, with Valentine's Day coming up, pink is definitely on the mind, right?
It is definitely on the mind. And Sara, so I know it's only February, but I can hardly wait till summer when you start sharing more gardening things with us.
I know. I have lots of gardening projects planned. Don't worry.
Well, we loved them last year. In case you all missed any of those shows and you want to feel a little bit of summer in your life, maybe spring, go back over on Brother Sew's YouTube channel, look up under the live shows and go watch Sara's old ones from last summer. Oh, you'll get inspired. Maybe it'll get warm out. I don't know.
Soon, hopefully.
So speaking of Valentine's, Sara, you got some fun Valentines. I already saw a sneak peek of these and they are super, super cute.
Yes. I really wanted to do an embroidery project for Valentine's Day, and I landed on these super cute patches. I thought this could be a really fun gift. You can easily mail it to someone with a Valentine's Day card. And of course, we're going to use the Artspira app. They have so many cute designs on there that are Valentine's Day themed and otherwise, right? And I want to show you guys how to kind of add a border to any of those designs today to make a beautiful little patch. So that's what we're going to work on today.
These are so stinking cute. Okay, Sara, are these, just out of curiosity, are these in the Artspira app?
They are. Every single one of these designs is from Artspira. And I'm going to show you guys how to filter and search for them. And then we're going to use two different embroidery machines today. So I have my Aveneer set up here. And I also have my NS 2850D. So I wanted to show both of those machines so that if you have a higher end model, there is a certain feature on there that will do a beautiful outline of your design in the shape of the design that you're trying to outline. And if you have a mid-tier model, you'll use built-in shapes to make a nice satin outline. Still a lot of options there for you. So I wanted to show both ways.
I love that, Sara. And you know what? There are a lot of people that during the holidays, they took advantage of the holiday gift guide and they have bought new machines all the way from the Aveneer all the way down to even like SE700, so many different ones. So I'm so glad you're showing two machines. But the good news is with all those machines, you can use Artspira as long as you have Wi-Fi on your brother machine. So perfect. Exactly. All right, I'll let you take it away.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and share my phone screen here. Or can you pull that up for me actually?
Oh, sure. Yep.
Okay.
There. Let me make sure it's on here. Yeah.
I'm seeing it. Yeah. Looks great. Okay. So this is just a share of my phone here. So I'm using Artspira on my phone. You can also use it on your tablet. And we're starting at the home screen. So you can see right away, they're kind of suggesting some Valentine's Day designs here. So it comes right up for you. So in addition to lots of Valentine's Day designs, you might be watching this later on. It's not Valentine's Day, or maybe you're looking to make a gift for your friend. So what I also wanted to talk about is how to search specifically for, so I'm going to make one for my friend who loves cats. So let's go ahead to the search bar at the top here, and I'm going to type in cat. So right away, we're getting a lot of designs, and some of these are embroidery, some of these are for cutting, and some of these will be for printing as well. But we are doing embroidery today, so let's use the filter. Also, at the top of the screen, underneath the word cancel, you'll see the filter tool. And there's lots of different ways we can now filter our searches to find exactly what we're looking for, which is really helpful because there's thousands of designs on this app and they're always adding new ones, right? So we love the filter tool. So under machine type, I'm going to deselect everything except for embroidery and hit apply. Now we're only seeing embroidery designs, but for patches specifically, I like to make them small. I don't like to do really big patches, especially if you're making a bunch for gifts. You want to make those stitch outs really quick. So I'm going to go back into the filter and I'm actually going to set a size range here. So under all the way at the bottom, it says for embroidery and it says embroidery size. So we're going to select that. And then we can set the limits to the width and the height. So right now the limits are 14 inches and 16 inches, which is way too big for a patch. So I'm way too big. I mean, it would be a cool patch for the back of a jacket. So keep that in mind. But for this small little ones that you might want to mail, we're going to say 3 inches, or actually 4 inches. Let's go with that. So I set 4 for the upper limit for the width and the height, and I'll press apply. And now it's going to filter out further to only show us designs that will basically fit in a 4x4 hoop.
I don't know about you, Sarah, but those cats are so stinking cute. I don't know. I would do all of them. They're so cute.
I know there's a lot of cute cat designs in here. So as you're browsing, if you're seeing something that you might want to use for a different project or later on, you can always tap on it and then tap the heart at the top of the screen. That's going to save it to your favorites, so it's easier to find later on. But the cat that I wound up using should be right down here. There's so many options.
Oh my goodness. I love cats, and these are so cute. Oh my gosh.
Sweet. I really liked this cat with the rainbow glasses, so we're going to use this one today. I think it just makes a great patch. It's really cute and round.
And it's perfect for Valentine's Day.
It is. Yeah, because it has the hearts, so it's great all around. So I'm going to press create, and now we're brought into our embroidery design editor. So from here, if you wanted to add some text, you can go ahead and do that underneath your cat design here. We have a great text tool. And let's put Happy V-Day. And then we have so many different fonts now. There's over 300, I believe. So lots of really cool fonts to play with here.
That is a lot. And a lot of them are in the free version. And then if you want even more fonts, go to the paid version of Artspira. There are so many. So didn't we have this chat last time, Sarah? Do you ever get past like the first 3 scrolls? Because there's so many good ones just in the first 3 scrolls of like looking for fonts. I never get to the last ones.
I know. I usually don't even get past B. But again, if you're ever browsing these, you can favorite them. There's a little heart on the right-hand side, and then you'll have a favorites menu. So if you just want to play off of those, you can just always go straight to that menu and look at your favorite fonts. So I'm going to delete this text for now. So I think I moved this slightly. I'm going to move it back to the center. And let's go ahead and transfer this to our machine. So to connect your embroidery machine, all you need to do is make sure you're connected to the same wireless network that you're connected to on your device that you're using Artspira, and then you'll be able to connect and your machine and Artspira will be able to talk to each other. So I'm going to press done. And right down at the bottom, I can choose between my 2 embroidery machines. So 040 is my 2850D and the EV is my EV1. So let's start with the EV. I'm going to press transfer. It's just warning me that it's going to erase anything that I've previously transferred into the pocket. And it's done. So let's go to the EV.
Just like that. You're there.
Nice and easy. All right. So on the machine here, I'm going to go into the memory pocket down at the bottom. And I'm going to choose the cloud memory pocket. That's the dedicated pocket for the Artspira app. And there's my design. So I'm just going to press set. And now we are in the embroidery editing screen on our Aveneer. So I'm going to open up the edit menu. And today we are going to use the stamp tool. So it's the tool that looks like a flower. And we're going to select the stamp tool, and then I'm going to increase the distance away from my design. Should I zoom into the screen a little bit more? Can you see it okay?
Oh, we can see it good.
Okay. So I'm just going to press and hold the plus. I like the distance to be around 0.12, 0.13 inches away from the design. I find that if you go out that amount away from the design, it kind of smooths out the line nicely, and it makes it look like a nice satin stitch fit for a patch. So I'm going to press the memory pocket, and it's going to save this to our stamps in my design center. So it saved that shape for us. We're going to press OK, and then we're going to press Add. We're going to open my design center. And we're going to go to our shapes menu right here. And then there is a tab at the top that looks, it's the same icon, the flower icon, as we used on our editing screen. And there is my cat. And you can see some of the other patches that I made at the top here as well. So I'm going to choose the shape we just created, press OK. And now we just have to tell the machine that we want it to stitch this shape in a satin stitch. So I'm going to go to the line tool at the top here. It has satin stitch. It's set by default in my design center. I'm going to try and pick a bright color here so you guys can see when I apply it. So let's do pink. We're feeling pink today. And I'll grab my bucket tool, and then I'm just going to tap on the cat outline, and it's going to apply the pink satin stitch to the shape. Then I'll press next. I can make some more edits to the stitch width and stitch spacing, but I'm going to leave the default settings as they are. I'll press set, and it's going to bring us right back into the embroidery editing screen. And there we go. So I can zoom in a little here. So you can see I have my cat design, and I have a perfect satin outline there, and we are ready to stitch that out. So it's so easy, right?
Yeah.
So that is a really easy way. You can do this with any design, anything you want to make a patch of. You bring it into your EV1. You can use the stamp tool, make a stamp, make a perfect satin outline, and yeah, it looks super professional. I love how these come out. So I can show you guys how that one ended up stitching out on the table here. So this little guy.
That is so cute.
It looks great. So after I stitched it out, I added a glue backing. So this paper is just going to peel away. And this is glue. So I can now press this patch onto anything I'd like, and it'll stick on there. You can also hand sew it if you'd like. I like to do both. I like to press it and then do a few tack stitches, like by the ears, just to keep it extra secure.
That is adorable. Now, I know some people are going to ask you, Sarah, what fabric did you stitch that onto first? What stabilizer did you use for the embroidery part of that?
Yes, thank you. So I have my hoop right here. Let me zoom out a little bit.
Oh, it's our favorite magnetic hoop.
I love my magnetic hoops, and you can actually use, I have a magnetic hoop for my NS2850D as well. So I used 2 magnetic hoops for this project, and I used so this is technically muslin, so it's kind of a canvas type of material. I just wanted a nice light color base fabric for this, and my my main point of advice would be don't choose any fabric that has stretch in it. I love using scrap fabrics, as you guys probably know if you've seen my live shows before. I pretty much use scrap fabrics for everything. So I will use all kinds of crazy fabrics to make patches. I just mainly try not to use fabrics with stretch in them. As long as it doesn't stretch, you can add as much stabilizer as you need to make it a heavy enough weight fabric to stitch a patch out on. The canvas is ideal though. That's like my first choice when I'm stitching out patches would be a heavyweight canvas fabric. And then I also throw a cutaway, heavyweight cutaway stabilizer underneath. So that is my stabilizer recipe for this project is 1 layer of canvas and 1 layer of cutaway heavyweight stabilizer. In the magnetic hoop. Magnetic hoops are really strong, so they do work well for patches, especially if you're doing a dense design.
Very good. Very good. I love, first of all, in case you guys don't know Sara, she is the queen of upcycling. And sometimes, Sara, totally not related to this, I'm going to have to share a photo of a jumpsuit that one of my friends was wearing. And I was like, oh my gosh, did Sara make that for you? It was pieces of every fabric you've ever seen, but it was the cutest outfit I've ever seen. So I'll share it with you and maybe we could do it on a live show.
Yes, I would love to see that. Yeah, I do love my scrap fabrics.
You do. So we are live in the chat today. So don't forget, if you have any questions, drop them in there because we will still answer them, even if you're watching the replay later. So, all right, back to you, Sara.
All right. Can we bring up my phone screen again? I'm going to show, let's see here. Actually, I could just leave this as is. Let's take a look at how to achieve this on the NS2850D. So when I press done here, I'm just going to choose from my embroidery list, my NS2850D, and I'm going to transfer that over. Again, it's giving me the same message saying it's going to overwrite anything that has previously been transferred into the pocket. And that's it. So let's go to the NS2850D.
So simple. And while you're switching that over, Sara, I just want to point out, I get this question so many times. People say, I cannot get my design to go from Artspira to my machine. It's not reading each other. And it's really important that they're on the same Wi-Fi because some of the new routers have 2 different Wi-Fi codes. There's like a 5G and a regular. You have to make sure they're both on the same one.
Yes. And we definitely prefer using the non-5G networks. So I have my phone and my machine on my regular network, not the 5G network. So that's just a little tip.
Very good tip. Thank you.
Yeah. So in here, similar process, we're going to go to the memory pocket. And there's a pocket with the cloud icon. And there it is. So we're going to select it and press set. All right, so next we're going to navigate.
Sara, I have to point this out. The front of that machine is so cute. It has little stars all over it.
Yes, it is super cute. So we're going to go to add, and we're going to go into our stamp shapes here, or our frames, sorry. So these are our frame shapes. And once you select the frames, you choose from a shape option. And once you choose the shape, it opens up another submenu with 14 different styles of that shape. So for this one, I did end up just doing an oval because I thought the cat has a nice round shape to it. So I chose the oval, and here are my 14 different styles of oval frames. So there's lots of funky ones that look like a braid, or this one has points. But there is, the second one is going to be your solid satin stitch outline. So that's the one that I like to go with because it's easy to cut out of your fabric, right? So if you do a spiky one like this, it's going to be difficult to cut around that pointed edge. So that's why I stick with the solid satin line. It's easy to cut out from my fabric after we've stitched it all out. So I'll press set. And then we could use our sizing tools here to adjust the size of the oval so it fits a little bit more closely to the cat. So I'm going to press size. And right now I'm sizing down proportionally, but you can also adjust the width independently and the height independently as well. So if I want to bring the sides in here, I can do that, and we can take a look. Oops. So that's how it's looking so far. Looking pretty good. I think I can make it a tad bit smaller. And then the NS2850D has one of my favorite features, which is color sort. So let's go in and let's change the color of the outline to match one of the colors in our design. And I'm going to go to the color palette here. And I think I want to make this blue. And I know there's some blue in the sunglasses of the cat. So I'm going to use the ± thread key to navigate through the different color blocks in my design. You can see the color block coming up. There's a little preview of it here, and it lists the color that we're looking at. So here's my blue block. So these are little blue stripes in the sunglasses, and I can see that it's light blue. So I'm going to remember that, and then I'm going to go back to my oval. Oops. There it is. And I'm going to use the arrows on the front of my machine to cycle through my color palette until I see my blues. So I'm using these arrows. There's my blue palette, and now I just have to find light blue, which is that one. Cool. So now it's set to light blue, and I can press OK. And when we go to end edit and we're ready to stitch this out, we can turn on the color sort feature. And now the two light blue color blocks in our designs are going to be grouped together. So we've eliminated one extra thread change there. And then this patch stitched out, I will show, let's switch to my table again. So again, I used the magnetic frame. So this is my 4x7 magnetic frame for the NS2850D. And I did the same combination of a canvas and a heavyweight cutaway stabilizer. So here's my stabilizer and my canvas in the 4x7 magnetic frame, which works with the NS2850D. This is an optional accessory I highly recommend. I obviously, as you can see, use it all the time. And these frames are really, really flat, so they slide in easy. The magnets are very strong. They're great for a ton of projects. Like I said, for patches, I really like using them because patch designs can be pretty dense. So you want a really strong hold on the fabric in the hoop.
Sara, on that hoop, I just want to point something out for somebody who's totally new at embroidery. Show them the side of that hoop, how it's different than the one that's for the Aveneer. They look totally different. And a lot of times I'll have somebody say, well, I bought this hoop, it doesn't work with my machine. You can see exactly why right here. Thank you for showing this.
Yeah. So this one's for the Aveneer, the system to hoop. The hoops just kind of slide in there. And then for the NS2850D, we have these two, this kind of pushes and locks in instead of sliding in. So yes, it does look very different on the side. And I always am looking at the side when I'm looking through my hoop collection to see which is the right one for the machine I'm using.
Perfect. Thank you so much for pointing that out, because I know it's a question, especially with everybody getting new machines this last holiday season, and not everyone, just like every bobbin doesn't work for every machine. Like the multi-needle has different. So I always like to point these out in the show so somebody says, oh, now I get it.
Yes, definitely. Very helpful. All
Look
right.
at those patches.
Here's how the oval patch turned out. Super cute.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We have two options here. They're both very cute, and just depends on your preference and what machine you're working with and what editing tools you have. But these are some other patches I made as well. So this one, I love the thread. So if you're giving a patch to another sewist or another embroiderer, the thread design is super cute. And then I use the heart-shaped frame. The teddy bear, I love the teddy bear, and I changed the colors of the sweater to be pink, so it's more Valentine's Day themed. And again, I just used a basic frame shape. I did an oval.
That is so cute. That little bear's sweater is adorable.
I know. I mean, the detail is crazy. It's like a cross-stitch sweater. It's so
it's adorable.
And then this one made me hungry. This is a chocolate-covered strawberry.
Perfect for Valentine's.
Yes, and I used the stamp tool on the EV1 for this one to get the outline so the shape looks the same as the strawberry.
Very, very cute. So if you have questions, don't forget to drop them in the chat. We are live in the chat today. Sara, these are so much fun. I actually like the chocolate strawberries because last year I gave my husband, I did a really cool mug rug. It's actually in the Aveneer Masterclass, and I put chocolates in there and they melted in the car a little bit. So I think the chocolate covered patches would be so much better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely won't melt. So that's good. Also, sending someone a flower patch, it's like flowers that never wilt, you know, for Valentine's Day. I've always liked that idea. So yeah, this is a super fun way. If we have another minute, I'd love to show off the new education section in the Artspira app.
We would love that. And this is so exciting too, especially if you're trying to learn certain things. So let me bring the app up for you.
Cool.
There you go.
All right. So I went back to the home screen here. So a recent update has added a new navigation page. At the bottom of the screen, we have all our navigation tools here. There's now one for education. So this is exciting because we've definitely, on the EDU team, we've been working on a lot of content to put in the Artspira app. And before, you used to have to scroll all the way over at the top to find the education section there, and it was a little bit hidden. So now we're front and center. We have the education tab, and there are all different categories at the top. So in the embroidery category here, we have some different machines that you can browse by. So let's look at the EV1. So for the EV1, we have all these different how-to videos for your machine right in the app. So awesome.
Oh, that's great.
And then we also have these new libraries, which have like term glossaries in there. So we have for embroidery, we have a term glossary. So if you're not sure of a term you're seeing in project instructions, it might be in the glossary here. And then we have some more how-tos. So here's how to embroider a patch. So you can share this video, you can rewatch it. If you want some more instruction, here's a great place to find it. How to embroider a patch right on the education tab in the Artspira app.
That's wonderful. And you're in a lot of these videos, aren't you, Sara?
Yes. If you poke around enough, you'll see me, definitely. And there are some owners classes being added too, which is awesome. So right here is an SE 700 owners class. So it'll take you through unboxing, what's in, you know, the box. It comes with the machine, and then how to use every function of the machine pretty much. They're very extensive classes. So lots of fun stuff.
Yeah. From your phone.
Yes. And I know they're going to keep adding more. So it's just going to get better.
That's wonderful. So again, that's on the Artspira app. You can download it to your phone or your tablet, whichever one you prefer. And also, if you want to go back and watch any of these live videos that we've done, even Sarah's from last year, where it was a lot of gardening in there, just go to Brother Sew's YouTube channel. That's the easiest. Don't you think, Sarah?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so also, I want to put up your website in case you want to find Sarah. Now, you're going to one of my favorite events. Tell everyone where they can find you next month or the end of this month.
At the end of this month, I'll be at the Stitchery and Sewing Expo is the name of it, right? In Seattle?
Yes.
Yes.
So that is it used to be one of the largest garment sewing expos. Now it's a combination of both, but it's a huge show. It's wonderful. I did a huge fashion show there one year, and just to give you an idea, there was like 800 people there at the fashion show. So if you've been at other venues, you know that that's pretty large for something like that. So you're going to have so much fun. And I just tell you, Sarah, you don't like to buy new fabric very often, but you might want to bring a little empty suitcase.
Yes, I'll get my credit card warmed up.
Well, thank you for a great show. If you guys have questions, leave it in the chat. We are live in the chat today. I'd love to know, have you made patches, and what out of both options you just saw there, what's your favorite? The outline feature on the EV1 or the shape feature on the NS, what was it? The NS
2850D.
2850. all the different numbers. Got it. Oh, all right. Well, until next time, what's your favorite, Sarah? Which one?
I think it depends on the design. Like, I love the strawberry outline, but I also really like just a heart-shaped frame. So
there's so many different options. So thank you for another fabulous tutorial, Sarah, and we'll look forward to seeing you next month. And until next time, everyone, happy sewing. I will see you on Thursday. We've got another great show with the Scan and Cut. Lynn Lilly will be joining us. So bye.
Bye.